In this video, I'm reviewing a brand new container of Gaahleri Metallic Markers. Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to MapleLeaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew. On the bench today is a set of 10 metallic markers, a brand new product just released by Gaahleri. They've been very kind to send this to me along with several of their airbrushes and compressors, as well as other exciting products, in an ongoing collaboration with my YouTube channel. This is a brand new sealed container, as you can see, so I will slice it open and you and I can both get our first look at these at the same time. Oh, the instructions are embossed right at the top of the container. Couple of simple steps to follow. Number 1, give them a good shaking. Press the nib to let out air just for the first time you use them. Press the nib down continuously until the ink oozes out. And number 4, do not squeeze the tip of the marker pen during writing. Okay, will do. Here they are, clearly marked and color-coordinated clips. I thought it would be interesting to compare the Gaahleri markers head-to-head with these discount store metallic markers that I got just across the border in France. These are about a $4 price point, and they've got a couple of different colors. I also picked up these gel pens. There's 4 of them. All of these are brand new packages. So it's an honest unboxing, review, and impression. There's a white one in there, first of those I've seen. The gel pens were under €2. And I also grabbed a set of 8 fine line markers. These are all black. My suspicion is those will be better for writing, but I'll include them in the comparison too. I've got a space cruiser coming up on my channel pretty soon, and these are several 3D resin printed parts that I may be using on that. Each of them kind of a Star Wars looking greebly. I've primed them all in gray. I thought these would be good test subjects for the markers because they're quite small detailed pieces that I'd be more likely to want to use a marker on than an airbrush. These black ones should show off the gold. Bear in mind that my hobby is predominantly customizing die-cast cars, so I've included a chassis from a Matchbox and a little bit bigger chassis from this Welly Porsche model. I like to highlight the exhaust and suspension on these undercarriages. And here's some kind of Death Star looking thing with lots of panels on it. That'll be good for today too. First pen out of the Gaahleri batch is this aluminum one. I'll go through all 10 of these and give it a good shaking as per the instructions, about 6 or 7 seconds. Press the nib. Ouch, that's kind of sharp. I'll press the nib on this pad, lets the air out, and then you're supposed to plunge it 2, 3, 4 times to get the metallic ink flowing. There it is. I'll try this panel first. I'd call this about a medium point tip. I'll have to check the box again to see what they market that as. Very nice ink flow and solid coverage. quite easy to get in and around these small details. I'm not pressing down hard at all. That's got a great tactile feel to it. Look at that. Definitely metallic. That's the aluminum pen. Here's a stainless steel. I wonder what kind of difference you'll see in those. I'll try to scribble a little more of a block down on my yellow pad. It's darker. There's a difference. Side by side with the aluminum, you can see if you're doing some type of an industrial project or a warplane or a World War II tank, you're going to want this color palette. That's nice. Stainless steel. This is the dark iron pen. By the way, these dry up quite quickly as well, but you do have to be careful to the touch for the first few moments, just a minute or so. Anything that I got on my fingers I found cleaned up very easily just with a wet cloth because these are water-based acrylics. I'm seeing a nice difference in these first three shades. How will dark steel look right beside dark iron? That's pretty close, but honestly, I can tell it's not exactly the same, so you're going to get a subtle shade variation here. I hope the camera is showing you the same differences that I can see myself close up. I use gunmetal paint all the time when I'm painting any kind of weaponry on gaslands or wasteland vehicles. The marker should be perfect for any piece that has extremely small details like these greeblies do. Don't forget, you'll probably want to do some weathering on top of the marker detail using Tamiya powders or something like that to add to the realism. Let's see how black zirconium black is. Well, there's a stark difference on the yellow pad. That's very rich. Midnight black. And each of these colors so far are showing off the metallics very nicely. Here's a change now to a red copper. An obvious difference on the pad. RC. I'll use this going around the outside edge. What do you think so far? I'll try the dark gold, flashy gold, and scorched gold all together on one of these black panels See what kind of difference there is in those three shades. They're not the same. You judge for yourself. Let's hit the Death Star now. I'll fast forward through the rest of these pens, all side by side, so you can compare yourself. This 10-piece metallic pen set is only part of the large product inventory that you can find on the Gaahleri website. I've put links in the description for all of their social media platforms. This is the price point that they're advertised at currently, at a substantial discount if you move right now. Now to try out the twin markers from the discount store. Twin because they each have two tips. There's a fine liner and a brush tip on each of these. Starting with a gold color. All of these are metallic too. Almost the same as one of the Gaahleri pens. Subtle shade differences. Here's the two tips. These ones come in a little bit cheaper, but I find the tips are soft, and my guess is, although this is my very first use, they're going to lose their shape a bit more quickly. The Gaahleri pens are a bit more robust, in my opinion. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. Now for the gel pens. And I can tell you, the first one I pulled out, although I'm going fast forward, it's a very fine tip, therefore not as good for this type of application. However, the white gel pen went down very nicely, and I wish there was a white in the Gaahleri inventory. I'd use that all the time. The last box are all in black. I've pulled out the 0.2 millimeter. That's the widest tip. And now I'll compare it with the Gaahleri Zirconium right beside it. They're pretty close. The Gaahleri pen is more metallic as advertised. Now I'll go to work on a little car. I'm always looking for the very best product I can find for doing my die-cast customs. I've got the Molotow chrome pens in different tip sizes like you do too. I use some different German brand pens that are readily available, but a little bit pricey. One thing I can point out when comparing Gaahleri with Molotow is that the Molotow pens can be going along just great, and then a big blob occurs, ruining the work that you're doing. Has that happened to you too? The Gaahleri pens have not had any lava-like explosions yet. I find that to be a vast difference in dependability, with Gaahleri getting the win. Right. I think I've tested enough pieces for the purposes of this video. I've compared the Gaahleri with the fine tip black pens, the gel pens, and these twin metallic markers. They all did a decent job, but I've got to give the nod to the Gaahleri pens. I'll tell you why. First, I'll put them back in their original container. These will sit right on my hobby bench for ease of accessibility. This is the very first time that I've handled the Gaahleri Metallic Marker Series. They come in 10 different colors. It's a curious color selection, in my opinion. I wish they had a white one especially, but the subtle differences are probably perfect for different Warhammer type applications. Overall, it's a big thumbs up for me, especially at the price point and the quality and the number of pens that you get. Look up Gaahleri when you're ready to make an order, and be sure to use my affiliate link with the code MapleLeafCustoms to get an extra 10% off on any purchase. I hope this product review has been helpful to you. Thanks for visiting my channel again today. I do hope you'll come back again soon and often. It's coffee time.